Blekinge is one of the traditional provinces of Sweden, situated in the south of the country. It borders Småland, Scania and the Baltic Sea. It is the country's second smallest province by area, and the smallest province located on the mainland. The name Blekinge comes from the adjective bleke, which corresponds to the nautical term for dead calm. Administration. The historical provinces of Sweden serve no administrative function. Blekinge is, however, the only province, besides Gotland, which covers exactly the same area as the administrative county, which is Blekinge County. Blekinge was granted its current arms at the funeral of Charles X Gustav of Sweden in 1660, based on a seal from the 15th century. Symbolically, the three crowns from the coat of arms of Sweden had been placed on the trunk of the tree to mark the change in status of the former Danish province that now belonged to Sweden. The arms is represented with a ducal coronet, blazon, azure and oak tree are eradicated or ensigned with three crowns palewise of the same. Geography. Blekinge has a scenic archipelago and is sometimes called the Garden of Sweden. History. Blekinge became part of the Kingdom of Denmark at some point in the early 11th century, most likely 1026. Its status before then is unknown. It then remained a Danish province for over 600 years, and together with the provinces of Scania and Halland, it made up the eastern part of the Danish kingdom where Scanian law prevailed. As a border province, Blekinge was often raided and looted by Swedish troops during Danish-Swedish wars. In 1658 it was ceded to Sweden according to the Treaty of Roskilde and has remained Swedish ever since. During the Danish era, Salzburg was the seat of the administration in the western part of the province and Christianople in the eastern part, whereas the list 100 belonged to Scania. Notable castles during this period were Älvholm, Salzburg, Lyckeby and Avaskar. Towns in Blekinge with city privileges were Ronneby, Salzburg, Älvholm and Christianople. After the Swedish takeover, two new towns, Karlshamn and Karlskrona, were built, and the populations of Ronneby and Christianople were forcibly relocated to them. Karlskrona has for more than 300 years been the principal naval base in Sweden. Subdivisions. Hundreds were the historical subdivisions of a Swedish province. Blekinge's hundreds were Bräkne 100, Eastern 100, List 100, and Medelstad 100. Language. In Blekinge, two main dialects exist. The dividing line between them has historically been the Morumsand, near the historical site of Älvholm. West of this divide, the dialect was historically closely related to Danish and Eastern Scanian, which is most likely an effect of the former administrative links to Scania. East of this divide, the dialect has more in common with Småland dialects. Today, this divide is not as significant as before, with the exception of Listerlandet with its special language. The Eastern dialect of Danish can also be found on the Danish island of Bornholm. The variety is called Blekingska but should rather be divided into Western Blekingska and Eastern Blekingska. Sports. Football in the province is administered by Blekinge Fotballforbund.